Opheem is I guess, a culmination of my life's experiences and my relationship with food. Paying homage to my culinary heritage, which comes from my parents, the best of British produce, giving it as much love as we can, and then at the same time, taking influences from India. When I say India, I mean the entire subcontinent and all the cultures that have sprouted from that. I am Aktar Islam from Opheem in Birmingham, and what's my job title? I guess I'm, the grand fromage, the big cheese, I don't know. I pay the bills. So for me, my career started when I was 13 years old. I got kicked out of school, which I wasn't too unhappy about, to be honest. I got myself into a kitchen. I found myself in a very happy place. It was hard work, and hard work became my best friend. My parents came over when they were about 9. So still had that immigrant mentality as they were growing up. So, hard work was basically your route and your avenue out of poverty, I guess. So for me, it's something that I grew up with. I saw my father work incredibly hard. I saw my mother work incredibly hard. So it was important that, I continued in that vein. So the things that drive change on the menu at Opheem, it's definitely the seasons. So we work with the seasons. The only thing that we don't really change and that's static on the menu is our potato dish, purely because if we did get rid of it, and we have once intimated that we would get rid of it, and we got a lot of angry emails saying if we did, then people would be very pissed. So we've learned not to. So that stays on, but everything else sort of changes with the seasons depending on what's good. So we're super fortunate to have the space that we have. So after the guests have relaxed and enjoyed themselves in the lounge, they come through to the dining room. They're introduced to this space, which is where the next 10 courses are delivered. The design of the space, the design of the whole restaurant is really very much representative of Birmingham and the area that we're in, which is the Jura Quarter. So Birmingham once, we were famous for our use of concrete. Because we're in the Jura Quarter, that's why you've got all the in the decorations, you've got all the metal. So you've got polished brass and you got antique brass. We're the only Indian restaurant in the world with a kitchen like this. And when we did this 3 years ago, and we were one of a handful of kitchens in this country like this as well. And I've always wanted to create spaces that inspire other people and inspire the industry. We're cooking a hand-dyed scallop dish which served with an Indian-style XO and an almond korma sauce. So the first thing we're going to be doing is the almond korma sauce that goes with the scallop dish. We're going to start off with a bit of clarified butter, which we're then going to toast off some aromats and then start building the layer of the flavor. Then we're going to go in with some shallots, some mussels, some clams, and then a couple of different stocks. So one that we make with tomato for that massive umami, and then a fish stock as well. So now we'll put the stock in, we're going to leave that to reduce, and then we're going to finish off with some whipping cream and a puree made with some toasted almonds. That's all done now. We're just going to pass that sauce out just a little bit. And then we're just going to finish that off with some lemon and adjust the seasoning. So what we'll do to the scallop, we shuck them just before service, give them a bit of time to dry out so we can get a nice bit of colour on it, and then we started off with a little bit of clarified butter. And then nice contact on that. So once we've got some caramelization on the scallop, we take that off, put some more clarified butter over it. Spice mix is made with turmeric being the base, cumin, coriander, fenugreek, mustard, a little bit of unripe mango powder, so let's call it amchur, so adds a nice bit of acidity. And then we've got actually dehydrated onions, kibbled onions running through that, including the skins. So we roast that in and then basically grind it through the spices. Once we've coated it, we're just going to put it over charcoal to gently cook through. We tend to cook pretty much all of our proteins and our greens and vegetables over coals. I like the all the marinade, the juices drip onto coals and they just bounce back, and it just adds another depth to the ingredient. So it also emulates, the style of cooking that we're trying to represent. A lot of the cooking is done in rural settings where even till this day, gas or induction electricity isn't part of everyday life. So cooking over wood, cooking over coals, it sort of like pays respect to that. That's the scallops and the sauce done. Now it's time to bring the dish together. So to plate this dish up, we're going to start off with the Indian style XO, then the kibbled roasted almonds, and say apple and mooli that have been compressed, and a little bit of citrus. Then we're going to carve the scallop up. Finish that off with the sauce and some curry leaf oil. And there we have our Orkney scallops with almond korma. When Opheem was announced as Birmingham's first ever and only 2 Michelin-star restaurant and one of 2 Indian restaurants in the country to ever achieve this recognition, it's not just for us. You start to realize how important it was for the city. Now we're very popular internationally, but when they come here, they dine with us, but they've also booked a hotel. They're also going to have lunch with someone else before they go. Whilst they're here, they're going to have a drink with somewhere. They're going to go and have coffee somewhere. They might do a bit of shopping because obviously we're quite famous for our retail. And that's why I always say thank you to Michelin for supporting our city, not just me. My mantra is very simple. You wake up every morning and you make a promise to yourself you're going to be the best that you can be, and that's we and the entire team. We all have that understanding, but we also finish off with tomorrow we're going to wake up and we're going to be better. So the hope is always to be better every day, and that reflects on us as individuals, the food and the service that we provide as well.